Hey, hello there, and welcome to Landscape Stories. Today, we embark on a journey to Patagonia. From the origins of its mountains to the forces that shaped its valleys and peaks, we're diving into the fascinating story of how Patagonia came to be. We will talk about its geological history, plate tectonics, glaciers, and much more. So, stay with us and let's begin. So picture this massive area, right? It's over 1 million square kilometers, basically an enormous stretch of land that's unique because it's the only large landmass situated in the mid-latitudes of the southern hemisphere. This place is split between two countries, Chile on the west side and Argentina on the east. Imagine it as a huge natural divide, each country having its own slice of the vast terrain. On the northern side, you have got these rivers in Argentina that basically draw the line where this region starts. We are talking about areas like Mendoza, La Pampa, and part of Buenos Aires. Then, on the Chilean side, the Maule rivers does the same job. Heading all the way down south, you hit the literal ends of the earth with Cape Horn, the Beagle Channel, and this group of islands called the Navarino Archipelago. It's kind of epic when you think about it, a massive natural playground that's unique positioned on our globe, offering a mix of landscapes and natural boundaries that you won't find anywhere else in the southern hemisphere. Let's delve into the geological history of Patagonia, a region that tells a fascinating story of continental movements and ancient landscapes. This story begins on the southwestern margin of Gondwana, a vast supercontinent that once comprised most of the land masses in today's southern hemisphere. During the Cambrian period, significant geological events set the stage for Patagonia formation. Continental rifting, a process where the Earth's tectonic forces pull apart the crust, led to a portion of what is now Patagonia separating from the main body of Gondwana. This separation created a passive margin, an area where the continental crust transitioned to oceanic crust without significant tectonic activity. Yet, it became a site for extensive sedimentation through the early Middle Paleozoic era. The plot thickens in the Devonian period. A tectonic shift from rifting to convergence marked the beginning of a dramatic chapter in Patagonia's history. This convergence led to the collision of Patagonia with another landmasses in the late Paleozoic, starting around the mid-Carboniferous period. This collision was not a simple event, but a complex process that shaped the region's geological structure. The origins of Patagonia are the subject of two main theories. One theory posits that Patagonia is alloctonous, meaning it originated from a location far from its current position, traveling across the ocean before colliding with Gondwana. The other theory presents a nuanced view. While it agrees that northern Patagonia may have been part of the original Gondwana landmass, autochthonous, it suggests that only the southern part of Patagonia is alloctonous, having originated elsewhere. And after Patagonia collision with Gondwana in the late Paleozoic area, the region underwent significant geological changes during the Triassic period, transitioning into a phase of extensional tectonics. Here's a breakdown of what happened. Post-collision, Patagonia experienced a shift towards extensional tectonics, a process where the Earth crust stretched, leading to rift. This rifting initiated in the Triassic period and marked the beginning of significant geological transformation within Patagonia. The extension started along the pre-existent Suturi zone between the Chilenia and Cuyana terrains, northwest of Patagonia. This tectonic activity led to the creation of the Cuyo Basin, among others, indicative of the widespread impact of the extensional forces at play. By the Jurassic period, as Gondwana itself began to break apart, rifting in Patagonia became more pronounced. This period was crucial for the development of the Southern Atlantic Rift System, which played a pivotal role in the eventual opening of the South Atlantic Ocean. The extensional activities resulted in the formation of several fault-bounded basins, including the Cañadón Asfalto basins and the Roca Verde basins. The Roca Verdes basin is particularly cool because it started off as one of these rift basins but then changed into a back arc basin. This means it went from being a big continental crack to an area where the ocean crust started to form underneath. Scientists have found rocks there called ophiolites that shows these transitions happening. Let's break down some pretty cool geological shifts that happened with Patagonia and how it ended up looking the way it does today. Imagine the Earth's crust like a giant stress ball. First, it was being pulled and stretched. That's the extensional tectonics part. Then, in the Cretaceous period, the game changed and it started getting squeezed from the sides, compressional tectonics, due to some intense action at the bottom of the ocean and the movement of tectonic plates. This squeezing coincided with the start of the Andean mountains forming, known as the Andean orogeny. This compressional regime led to the inversion and eventual closure of the Roca Verdes basins in the late Cretaceous, accompanied by the development of the Aegean fold and thrust belt. This event signified the transformation of the landscape, making way for the towering Andes. As the squeezing continued into the Paleogene period, the geological period after the Cretaceous, it pushed up the Andes even higher and caused a lot of bending and shaping of the land, including the Magallanes Basin, which is a big chunk of Patagonia. By dating rocks and looking at how layers were pushed around, geologists figured out that a lot of this action, especially the lifting and exposing of different land formations, happened between 10 and 4 million years ago. Around 14 million years ago, the Antarctic plate started to slide or subduct under the South America, starting at the tip of Patagonia. This movement had a big impact on where and how the land shifted, including the location of the Chile Triple Junction, which is where three tectonic plates meet. And well, with the Andes getting taller, they started blocking rain from reaching the eastern side, creating what's now known as the Patagonia Desert around 14 to 12 million years ago. Think of the mountains as a giant umbrella casting a shadow that keeps the area dry. In addition to that, we can say that the Patagonia Andes have been majorly shaped by ice. Imagine giant sheets of ice, like massive frozen rivers, covering the mountains from top to bottom. This happened not just once, but at least 5 times in the last million years, starting with something called the Great Patagonian Glaciation. These ice ages were super powerful, carving out valleys, sharpening peaks, and basically molding the mountains into the epic landscape we see today. And alright folks, as we close our journey through Patagonia, it's clear that this region's stunning landscapes are the result of millions of years of earth-shaping forces. From the rise of the Andes to the carving of valleys by glaciers, we have seen how tectonic shifts and ice ages sculpted this breathtaking terrain. Thanks for joining us on this Patagonia adventure, and if you are fascinated by how our planet is shaped by forces unseen, check out our previous video right here and give us a thumbs up, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Landscape Stories. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay curious.